sorry, y'all, for all I've done. But I'm not the only one. In a dark place, I told some lies. But I'm not the only one. We all got secrets under the sun. In the shadows, we played the game. Now I'm standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the crushing lows, fading in the spotlight. That's how it goes. My sleeve, trying to clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment, let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game.
Difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. When I did it, I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you? You know you done fucked up.
Who, you guys come on in here and slam the door, okay? Come on in here and slam the damn door, honey. Don't even shut it, just slam it, okay? This is all nefarious. So here I am, y'all, and I'm going to try to get through this quickly because I am so tired. I'm literally drained, and I have to be back up and at it in the morning, and plus I have to go to the gym before that. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I told you all I had a source that was inside, that was there, and Lord have mercy. I got pages and pages of notes, okay? So let me get to the very beginning. Okay. Let's get into it. Looks like there's a data breach on Facebook. That's what I'm getting a notification for. Okay, so anyway, listen to this. First of all, let me say shout out to everybody in here. Thank you all for tuning in once again to the original QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your daily vitamins, or shall I say, your daily dose of Diddy. Okay, look at Leon talking about all ears, Queen. Okay. So anyway, let's see who all is in here first and foremost. Okay, DJ Big Six, Claudette, above all that drama, OG Patrice, Anita Harrell, AJ Matthews is here, Most Hated Bronze Black Power God, Richie Dupe is in the house. Okay, Richie Dupe, I think I got rid of you earlier for a very good reason, because I think you was talking crazy. All right, so with that all being said, Aqua Girl Rising, all right. Coco V is in the house. Heavy Bear is here. The Message Channel said no slam it. Okay. All right. Gigi Cakes is here. All right. Listen, you guys, I do have the transcripts. I don't have time to go through all that right now because it's got some of everything, and some of this stuff, a lot of it I've already told you because I've been going through this every day, 8 hours, doing 2 lives, about 4 or 3.5 hours a piece, sometimes a little bit more. Okay. So I'm just going to tell you all exactly what my inside source told me from inside the court. Okay, Adrian is here. Okay, Sandra, before we get started, hey, Tawana. Okay, let's get started. But before we do, let's have a brief word from my sponsor, 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. For the men, don't forget she has a lovely beard oil for you that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Okay, with that all being said, let's get into it. And let me just pat myself on the back and remind you guys that everything the defense is doing is what I told you they were going to do. The questioning that they're asking, these are the line of questions I told you they would ask. Them getting a female attorney to ask Cassie these questions and to handle her with kid gloves is exactly what I also told you that they should do. So with that all being said, y'all listen to this, because remember the people that were going in on me today that I had to block, or I told them they could just leave if they don't like it, the ones who were mad because I was just telling them my unbiased opinion. Now, I don't like Diddy. We all know that, but the facts are what they are. Okay, so this just confirms what I was saying. So here's the thing. So they were talking about that Rule 412. Now, mind you, Rule 412 is where you can't bring up past acts of sex for a victim who is a victim of sexual assault or rape. Okay, there's a fine line with what you can say because they don't want you trying to paint this person as if they were responsible for what happened to them. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get into it. So before the trial even got started with today's testimony, there was a bit to do with the prosecution and the defense, both basically upset about this Rule 412, going back and forth about that. Prosecution asked the judge to only give the defense also, and I told you this earlier, but they basically asked the defense to give them, or asked the judge to give the defense the same amount of time that they got, like a day and a half. That's all they wanted the defense to get. This really upset Mark Agnifilo, because Mark Agnifilo said, he went in about this. He basically said that, you know, this man is fighting for his life. Okay, we need to be able to do this thoroughly. Okay, basically, we need to have the time that we need. All right, so with that all being said, the prosecution, hold on. Agnifilo went in about this. Okay, yeah, he basically was saying that this man is in a fight for his life. We need to be able to thoroughly, cross-examine this woman. Okay, now I'm paraphrasing. Now, with that all being said, here's the thing. The prosecution objected when Cassie was asked if she knew Diddy loved her and if she loved him too. Why would they object to that? Well, because they don't want it to seem like Diddy gave a darn about her. That's what I think. Okay, then the prosecution continuously objected during the line of questioning as it pertained to the freak offs and those text messages. Okay, they didn't want Cassie's emails presented either, but the judge overruled them. Why didn't they want the emails presented? Prosecution basically cherry picked yesterday when they were showing the text or whatever. We already know they cherry picked the ones they wanted to suit their narrative. But so apparently what the defense did was today they used some of those same text messages, but they showed more details, what was said before and after, to really give a clearer depiction of what actually was going on. And it ain't good. Let me just tell you that much. Okay, so they left, okay, Diddy left out, okay, they left out any text. Okay, they left out any part of the text. I'm sorry, I wrote this in chicken scratch because I was writing it so fast. But anyway, so they left out any part of the text that showed the prosecution, that is. On yesterday, they basically left out the part of the text messages that showed that they had a loving relationship at some times or at some points. Okay, the defense exposed what the prosecution didn't want to show. Okay, Cassie initially said, remember this, and also as you listen along, remember that I pointed out some of these inconsistencies myself. Cassie initially said that she never wanted the freak offs. Remember that? The defense caught up with a text. They caught her up with a text that said, I'm always ready to freak off. Cassie attempted to make it seem like Diddy was the one who always wanted the freak offs and who initiated them all the time. And remember how I told you all that somebody was lying, either Cassie or the S worker, because Cassie said Diddy's the one that told them to put the golden showers on her, but the S worker said Cassie was the one who said to do that. Okay, hold on, it's getting juicy. Defense asked if Diddy was always violent. Cassie said no and admitted that they had good times too. The courtroom gasped about the FOs. Okay, Diddy asked, when do you want to do it? This was one of the emails or text messages. When do you want to do it? Cassie said, let's do it on the weekend. And then she said, or no, Diddy said he wanted to fill Jules out. Remember, Jules is one of the favorite S workers. Okay, so this might be when they first started using him. Diddy said he wanted to fill him out. Okay, because he wanted to fill Jules out for one of the freak offs. And then Cassie eagerly agreed to fill Jules out. Texting Diddy saying, she texted Diddy and said, I'm ready to see some big black D. I want it to be really hot, and I want it to be uncontrollable. Y'all hearing this? Y'all hearing this? Cassie said, I'm ready to see some big black D, and I want it to be really hot, and I want it to be uncontrollable. Please pay attention. Okay, then Diddy replies to her saying, I can't wait to watch you. Cassie says, I can't wait to have my legs cocked behind my head. Honey, hold on. And have some D tease my ussy raw. I'm sorry, say what, Miss Ventura? Because I could have sworn you said that Diddy was the one who wouldn't let you use protection with these men. But the text message said, I can't wait to have some D tease my ussy with a P raw. What y'all got to say about that? Anybody hungry? Because I sure am after hearing this. All nefarious. Mm-hmm. Hold on, honey. It gets much worse. This ain't nothing yet. Diddy texts Cassie and said, what are you thinking about? She says, I'm thinking about licking these big D's from the golf balls to the wall. She literally said from the balls to the head, slowly lowering my mouth, she said, down on it to let it hit the back of my throat and choke me out. Y'all hear this? Mama Joyce said, I need to see the husband's reaction. I'm glad you brought that up because my source said the husband turned beet red. Said he looked mad as hell and his face was completely red. Now, what did I tell y'all? That I bet you when Cassie was pillow talking with Alex about Diddy, that she made everything Diddy's fault and act like she only did stuff because Diddy made her. Ooh, this is all nefarious, but let me keep going. Y'all, I hope y'all know I'm working overtime. Okay, Diddy says, I'm so... Y'all know what that is, right? That's what Diddy said he was. Okay? The horns came out. Rick James' song Super Freak comes to mind. It says College of Natural Health Sciences. Woo, honey, okay? Alexa, play the Freaks Come Out at Night for Cassie and Diddy. Thank you for your contribution to the channel and your insight into the topic, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. I appreciate you. Tanya said, thank you, Queen. You are appreciated, honey. Don't worry about it, honey. This is all nefarious, and you're welcome. Okay, so then she says, listen, now let me say this part again. Slowly lowering my mouth down on it to let it hit me in the back of my throat and choke me out. Now, why is that important? I'm going to tell you why. Because the prosecution came in on day one with the opening statement talking about Diddy got S workers to put the golden showers down her throat and she was choking. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Sounds like she wanted to choke. The S worker said she told him to do the golden showers. Diddy says, I'm so orny with an H. Cassie says, ooh, I was just about to say that. Diddy says, how you feeling? You're supposed to be seducing me all day. Cassie says, I'm so orny with an H. I'll just set everything up. I'll just set everything up. I'll just set everything up. If Diddy's guilty of taking these people across state lines for prostitution with a P, so is Cassie. Get mad if you want. These are the facts from the accuser's own mouth, from the victim and the star witness. Don't get mad at me. I'm just reading what was already said. When Cassie asked why she would set it up, because the defense is like, wait a minute. Now, why would you set something like this up? You know, because she don't want to have freak offs. Diddy does, not her. She never wants to, remember? At least that's what she said yesterday during direct exam. She said she felt like that's what you're supposed to do. That's just what we did. Now, just remember, Cassie's the same person who pretended she didn't even know that soliciting for prostitution with a P was illegal. Y'all remember I pointed that out? I said Cassie's sitting up here lying. She's trying to act like she's a whole little innocent church girl or something, little school girl, talking about she never had an adult relationship until Diddy, even though Ryan Leslie was almost 10 years older than her. And there's some more juicy stuff that was said about Ryan Leslie. And I'm going to get to that in just a second. So that was pure cap when she acted like she didn't know that it was illegal. That was also pure cap when she said Diddy's the first one that introduced her to fellatio. In my opinion, let me just say. Now she texts saying, I just deleted one of our little videos off my camera. It was so dope. Didn't I tell y'all Cassie kept those videos, the 9 that she gave to the feds? Didn't I tell y'all she kept that for some type of memories or something? Because if it was so traumatizing and she didn't want any of this stuff, why would she keep those videos? Why would she keep those videos? Diddy says, I'm going to do it again. He's going to do what again? She said, I just deleted one of our little videos off my camera. It was so dope. Diddy says, I'm going to do it again. She was down with Diddy recording his stuff. That's what it sounded like. It's given she was down with it for him to even record it. Now, then the defense wants to know, do what again? Oh, no, here's what Cassie says before the defense asks that. Cassie says, do you have any more pills on you? Yeah, she said, do you have any more pills on you? Okay, so then the defense asked Cassie, what video is this? Now here comes the lie. Cassie says, I don't know. What video? She says, I don't know. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all, even before the trial started and even after, I told you that when somebody's on the stand during a cross-examination and they start saying, not to my recollection, I can't remember, I don't recall, they're lying. They just don't want to tell the truth. Pay attention. Cassie said, I don't know. Of course she's lying. She knows what video this is, and I'm going to prove it to you in a second. Estavio then says, the defense, you don't know? Cassie says, no. The defense says, you must have been on rugs with a G. You were high, huh? Cassie says, maybe. I don't know. Defense says, you had videos on your phone? Freak off videos? Cassie says, I had other videos too. Defense says, like good memories, huh? Like you had a good time together, huh? Cassie says, well, yeah. See, Diddy wasn't all bad then. But here's the thing. How do you know the video she was talking about she deleted was a freak off video? Because the defense also asked her, so you don't want these videos to get out, did you? She said, no. That could be detrimental to your career, right? She said, yes. Okay, but also she said she had other videos on her camera and on her phone. So when asked, was this a freak off video that she deleted? She said she didn't know. She knew. It was a freak off video. You know how I know it was a freak off video? Because if it was just a regular video, she wouldn't have any reason to delete it. You would delete a freak off video because you already said you don't want nobody to ever find out. You don't want that to get, you don't want nobody to find out about that. Okay? Y'all hear this? Okay. So then, she says the defense asked her, you had good times together, good memories, huh? She says, well, yeah, but I don't know what the video is. Cassie, you know what the video is. Stop the cap. Okay, Cassie's lying, like I said, because if it was any other video, she damn sure wouldn't have had to delete it. Defense, I'm going to do it again. What do you think that means? What is that? What's he going to do again? Cassie starts stuttering all of a sudden. And then says, I don't know. Ooh, honey, this is getting down to the nitty-gritty. Thank you, Nicole, beloved, for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. I appreciate you. The defense then says, do you have any more pills on you? What pills? Cassie says, it could be any pills. I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. It could be any pills. Cassie seems hesitant. Cassie's clearly lying. Cassie's clearly lying her little old butt off. Please pay attention. Don't get mad at me. Y'all hear what I'm telling you. This is what she said. This is not good. That's all I'm saying. Let me see here. And here's the thing. I think Cassie was fine with these freak offs. I think Cassie only got mad when she realized she couldn't have Diddy to herself. But I'm going to tell you all something that's going to absolutely prove that they were swingers. Oh, it's coming. And that Cassie is a liar who lies. She might even be a garden tool, according to what was said. And if she isn't, that's how the defense painted her without even going in on her really harsh. She did this to herself. I want y'all to listen. So, okay, here's the thing. Another thing is Cassie was extremely jealous Okay, she started feeling used, basically like she was an object. And I told you all that yesterday myself. Okay, so why was she doing all this freaky-ish? Because she probably enjoyed it for one and wanted to prove her love to Diddy for another. And she also wanted to outdo Kim Porter, who Diddy was still dealing with. And by the way, Cassie was jealous of Kim Porter. That all came out. She was also jealous of Carrie Morgan, her own friend. You know Carrie Morgan, don't you? The one that Diddy hit with a wooden hammer. She thought Diddy wanted her. So she was jealous of her and was comparing herself to her. Now, Cassie acted like she rarely went out to clubs and stuff. This is the way she's portraying herself, all innocent and sweet. Like she don't really party, she don't really go out and all that stuff. But here's where it comes in. The defense says, oh, but you were out in Vegas. You were out in New York. You were at club so-and-so. I saw you at so-and-so. Now, I don't know if she saw her in person or saw her on videos or something, but this is what the defense said. And then she started bringing up all these times where Cassie was clearly out partying and living it up. Cassie then says, well, not like that. The lies, y'all. The lies is coming out. The lies is all coming out, y'all. Marie James said Gina said they were dating Diddy at the same time too in her interview. Yeah, she was. Cassie admits that too. And she also was jealous of Gina. And there was a constant argument between her and Diddy about Gina. That all came out. So here's the thing. The defense brought up Estavio. Remember the fake flyer that Cassie made so she could go out of town with Diddy and trick Ryan Leslie? See, that shows that she's devious too and conniving to me. You made up a whole fake ass flyer to trick your boyfriend into thinking you're going to do a show or some sort of performance, but you really went to see Diddy, and Diddy was having a party for you. Okay? And they brought this up, how she spent time with Diddy. Okay? And she actually, I didn't know this, she actually had Ryan Leslie's name tattooed on her. And they asked her about that. Because here's the thing. Cassie tried to act like she wasn't so serious about Ryan Leslie. Because when the defense is asking her, Estavio saying, you know, you basically were going out with Diddy while you were going out with Ryan Leslie. She acted like it wasn't a big deal. Like the incident with him wasn't a big deal. But she had his name tattooed on her. Then the defense, Estavio, asked her about a tattoo that she supposedly has on her forearm. She says, what's the tattoo on your forearm say? Cassie says, no regrets. No regrets. Question is, did she get this tattoo saying no regrets before or after she was with Diddy, or during? Because if you have no regrets, what are you really saying? Okay, if you have no regrets, what are you really saying? I have questions, okay? This is not good. Hundia said she did it for the music career and the money. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. This is all a hot ass mess. Pensy Lola said Cassie was groomed. Groomed by who? Ryan Leslie? Because she was with him before she was with Diddy. And he was a whole grown man, almost 10 years older than her. Okay? Y'all can try to mix it up, chop it up, flip it up, and rub it down, oh no, all you want. But that girl is poison. That's what it sounds like for me. Hold on, it's going to get worse in a minute. Just keep listening. Because see, this is starting to change some people's opinions. Okay? Now, here's the thing. She had Ryan Leslie's name tattooed on her. On her forearm, she had tattooed saying no regrets. The defense says, let's be very clear. Your relationship with Diddy has been complicated from the start. You were dating Ryan Leslie. You compared yourself to Carrie Morgan. You thought Diddy wanted her. They said Cassie wrote a letter to Diddy. And here's what she said about herself in that letter. She said, I'm sneaky. I feel like I move on very quickly. I'm not a good person. I'm just happy that you love me, that you're here for me. Did the jury hear what you're reading now? Girl, yes. Yes, they heard it. This was in court. This is what she said on the stand. You see, beloved, this is the part that I didn't get while I was following the coverage. See, that's why I'm so glad that I have a source inside who comes back and tells me everything that I missed. She says, let me read that again. She wrote a letter to Diddy saying, I'm sneaky. And thank you, beloved, for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. She says, I'm sneaky. I move on very quickly. I feel I move on very quickly. I'm not a good person. I'm just happy that you love me. You're here for me. Estavio then says, what's the sneaky part mean? Inquiring minds wants to know. Why do you call yourself that? Is it because you were cheating and had an affair on Ryan Leslie with Diddy? Cassie says, could be. Now she acting like she don't even know why she said she was sneaky. Girl, you know why you said you were sneaky. Estavio then says, you fell in love quickly with Diddy. Did you know Diddy wanted an sexual relationship with you when he flew you to Miami and you lied to Ryan Leslie? See how the defense is real slick. They're very methodical and strategic with the way they're questioning her. They're not going in on her. They're making her comfortable. They're saying things like, and you lied to Ryan Leslie, but they're not calling her a liar. They're just saying, you know, when you lied to Ryan Leslie, did you know Diddy wanted an sexual relationship when you lied to Ryan Leslie, when Diddy flew you to Miami? And Cassie, and then, she says, and then he kissed you. And you said he introduced you to oral. Isn't that what I told y'all? I said, Cassie knows she's lying. We knew about oral in middle school. She's 21 when she's dealing with Diddy and doesn't know about oral. Said Diddy introduced her to it, trying to act like a little schoolgirl. I brought that up yesterday and some people got mad in the chat. Okay, I'm using her own words. That's right. And the defense is too. That's right. Thank you, Envision, for your contribution to the channel, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Then he kissed you and you said he introduced you to oral. You couldn't tell he wanted a relationship with you. Then you fell in love with Diddy after your birthday very quickly. Cassie said, yes, I fell in love quickly. Then Estavio says, but you were in a relationship with Ryan Leslie. Cassie then tries to downplay her relationship with Mr. Leslie and says, that didn't last long. The defense says it was 3 years and you got his name tattooed on you. Oops, forgot about that. Honey, this is all juicy. This is all juicy and none of it's good. Okay, none of this is good. I'm telling you, the feds, like Kiki just said in the chat, done effed up. They better come harder tomorrow because this ain't looking good. No wonder they're trying to rush the defense to get Cassie off that darn stand. No wonder they wanted her to be able to confer with her counsel during the breaks. It was 3 years. You got his name tattooed on you. Okay. I'm sorry, but for me, it's giving loose woman. In the words of T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes, woman, thou art loose. That's what it's sounding like. Don't get mad at me. Because I want Diddy to go down, but this ain't going to help it. Okay? Please pay attention. Now, defense says you didn't want the tapes to come out. You felt it would be damaging to your career. Cassie said, yes. Defense says, what do you think happened to Diddy's career when you filed that lawsuit? Do you understand that his career has crumbled after you filed that lawsuit? Cassie says, I could look at it that way. Now, right here, why would they say that? Why would Cassie give a darn if his career crumbled after all these nefarious things he did to her? She's pulling on Cassie's heartstrings. Because you know what? she may be thinking that Cassie might still feel just a little something for Diddy. I'm not saying she does, but in case she does, let me just throw this out there, is what the defense did. She says, I could look at it that way. The defense says, oh, okay. Well, I want to move on to the next exhibit. She pulls up some more of these text messages. This is what Cassie says in the text message to Diddy. I think about you inside me. Diddy says, are you still on your P? Because remember, Cassie said yesterday that Diddy made her have freak offs when her P was on. Okay, when it was that time of the month. Okay. Diddy says, are you still on your P? Cassie ignores that. Okay. She says, and then Diddy says, are you still on your P? Are you good? Cassie, in my opinion, she ignored that question for some reason, because then she says in the text, I love when we made love after we freaked off. I love when Jules left the room. I love when Jules left and was sitting in the next room. Okay, so to me, this shows that she enjoyed those freak offs and got turned on by them, not repulsed, as she said yesterday. That's what it's given for me. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I'm getting. Okay. Then Cassie says, I love when you make love to me during a freak off. Okay. Then Diddy says, again, he asked about her P, her monthly. He says, are you done with your P? Because then we can do it. Because then we can do it. Are you done with your P? Because then we can do it. Now it's coming off like she's lying. Now it's coming off like she's lying about him making her do stuff on her P. Because he's asking her, is it over with? Because then we can do it. She skips over that and goes on to something else. And then it goes back to it. Says, wait a minute. Are you done with your P? Because then we can do it. And then here's what she says. She says, hold on. I plan to skip my P. Let's get into the freak off. How do you skip your P? How do you skip your P? I don't know how you skip it, but she said, I plan to skip my P. Let's get into the freak off. Skip your P. I don't know. Does that mean that she wanted to do it while her P was on? Because that's what it sounds like. Sounds like Diddy didn't make her do it while her P was on. Sounds like she wanted to do it when her P was on. Okay, but let me keep going. Because what do I know? Cassie says, I'm starting to fantasize about girls. So then they started bringing in girls. At least 2 or 3 times, at least. And then Cassie would watch Diddy have relations with the girls, and then she'd be the one sitting there, okay, recording, I guess, and playing with her or pleasuring herself just like Diddy would do. See, this is giving swingers, like Diddy and his team are saying. And let's not forget that I pointed out to you yesterday that Cassie actually used the word swinging. She said Diddy asked her about a swinging or talked to her about a swinging lifestyle. Do y'all hear this? Teresa says, if you're on birth control, you can skip your cycle. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, see, I don't know that. I didn't take that stuff. But anyway, ooh, honey. So she wanted to skip her P so she can have the Okay, well, that's still interesting because she was acting like Diddy was making her do it while that was on. But now it's looking like he didn't make her do it while it was on, because he was asking her more than once in this text thread about her P and saying they can do it if her P is over. So when was he making her do it while it was on? That looks like lies. I'm not saying that she is lying, but all they need is to cause reasonable doubt. And I promise you, the defense did that. They did that. Okay, so they invited girls in. She sat there and watched Diddy do things with them. They wanted to keep this on the low. Okay, basically they wanted the FOs to be, the freak-offs to be private. Now here's the thing right here. Remember I told you all earlier that Cassie said that nobody knew about the freak-offs because the defense, Stabio asked her, did the employees or your friends know about the freak-offs? Cassie said, I didn't tell anybody. No, they didn't know. I didn't tell anybody. If nobody knew, how the hell is this a RICO? Because see, here's the thing. The prosecution said Diddy had a criminal organization, a whole enterprise. Excuse me. And everybody was in on it. Everybody was setting up for the freak-offs. Everybody was in on it. People knew. If nobody knew about these freak-offs, if the employees and staff didn't know about the freak-offs, how are they involved in a RICO? How is Diddy the head of a RICO organization? The prosecution tomorrow, they better make it all make sense. Okay? They better make it all make sense tomorrow. They better come back and answer these questions, because otherwise, this is not proven as trafficking or RICOing. That's what it's not given. People jumped to conclusions yesterday because of the prosecution's line of questioning. But like I told y'all, let's just sit back and watch and see what the defense is going to say upon cross. Because it's easy to say how it's looking when you got one side of the story, but the real meat and potatoes comes out when a person is cross-examined. When they're cross-examined, because you see, when you're working for the prosecution and you're their star witness, everything they're going to ask you is going to be in their favor, of course. They're not going to ask you anything that's going to help Diddy. But even though they didn't ask her anything to help Diddy, she still helped Diddy yesterday because she said that Diddy mentioned the swingers to her. And that's what Diddy's whole defense is based on. And I told y'all that yesterday. Okay? Aqua Girl Rising says this is a freako, not a RICO. And that's what y'all were saying yesterday when I was telling y'all what's going down. I want y'all to pay attention. All right, I want y'all to pay attention, but hold on. So the defense shows more text messages where Cassie says to Diddy, I'm so bored. I tipped the cleaning ladies. I hope that's okay. I'm horny as uck. I need your D. I'm bored. Apparently, Diddy didn't answer or respond right away or fast enough or quick enough or whatever, because then the next text Cassie sent said, hello, I'm horny. What do y'all have to say about that? Nicole said, I'll be damned. Me witnessing the freakiest trial ever. I mean, yeah, exactly. Black Cherries Molasses 81 says she still love him. I think she does. I think she does. I think she does. AJ says, I'm over here chuckling my ass off. I just woke my dog up. Evision says she was trying to twist his mind more than it already was. Oh my goodness. Kiara said, I will never send another text message in my life. Nicole said, what I got to say is Alex is out very soon. That's what my friend said. My friend said, depending on what she told her husband, because she clearly didn't tell him this, because his face was beet red and he looked infuriated. Leon said he's speechless. Mama Joycelyn said her husband is between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, Anita Harrell said, Queen, I got nothing. I know y'all don't got nothing, honey. All those people that was going in on poor little Queen today. Hey, I'm just trying to do my job and my due diligence to bring y'all the receipts. But some people want to go in on me. Like I'm sitting up here painting narratives. I just told you what I already knew was going to come out. I just pointed out the obvious. Okay? Trayvon said, I got nothing to say. Okay, so that's what it is, honey. That's what I got for y'all. I have a little bit more in the morning because I couldn't even get it all. I said, listen, honey, I got to go at this point and get on this live and hurry up and do it so I can get off and go to bed. I'm tired. Okay? Claudette said, Alex is sleeping in the spare bedroom tonight. Okay? Ooh, honey, this is a lot. Anyway, with that all being said, I love you all to life. I hope y'all enjoyed this information, honey. Okay, please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell so that you're notified every time I go live. I'm going to be live in the morning at 9 o'clock sharp. Okay, be there or be square. Okay, and whatever we miss tomorrow, don't worry, I got y'all covered because my source ain't playing. Do y'all hear me? I'm talking about I got so many pages. I could have kept going, but I was like, honey, I got to get out of here. I got to get on this live. Okay, so with that all been said, I love you all to life. This is all getting so juicy and nefarious, honey. I'm locked in and y'all are too. So I will see y'all in the morning. Each one teach one. That's how we're going to thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, oh, and each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And let me tell you something. While I was just now reading that to y'all, somebody must have been butthurt, and they said, I'm out. Well, if you're out, you're out. Don't be mad at me. Hell, at the end of the day, I'm mad too, because this ain't looking good at all. Y'all know I got a vendetta against Diddy for Tupac, and I'm always going to have that. But at the end of the day, this is what it is, y'all. Okay, so I'm about to be out of here. I'll see you all in the AM, 9 o'clock sharp. Okay, so I'll probably post the link tonight before I go to bed. Okay, so anyway, that's right. April said, Rest Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so I love you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of this night, and I will talk to you all in the morning. Okay, until next time, beloveds. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got